Check, 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 check. a very pleasant good evening and welcome once again to Ventura College basketball on the VC Sports Network. Tonight, the Pirates wrap up their regular season at home with a date with the Allan Hancock College Bulldogs. A lot on the line tonight, more so for Allan Hancock, but perhaps for the Pirates as well. Going to step aside very briefly for the national anthem, rejoin you for pregame. We welcome you back to Ventura College for Pirate basketball. Allan Hancock and Ventura College tonight in the regular season finale for both teams. The Bulldogs come in 22-5 on the season. They are ranked 11th in the most recent polls in the 3C2A. An outstanding season under head coach Tyson I, but they need a win here tonight to wrap up a share of the Western State North. Moore Park College, the Raiders, in at 11-1. The Bulldogs with a win tonight will pull even at 11-1. The Pirates, for their part, in their inaugural campaign under a first-year head coach Alonzo McCain, 14-13, also currently third in the Western State North, with a conference record of 7-4. The Pirates at 14-13, likely on the outside looking in as regards a postseason berth this season, but you never know, and a win against the 11th ranked team in the 3C2A to wrap it up at 15-13. Well, if they can pull that off and then wait and see. You never know what might happen, but certainly, at the very least, they're going to need a win here tonight to entertain any real chance of making it into the postseason under Alonzo McCain. But they are a team that started out a little bit shaky and then proceeded to get better as the season went on, finishing with a strong conference performance this season at 7-4 with one game left. This, of course, just the first of two. The women later tonight with the Pirates and the Bulldogs, but we're getting ready for game number one. Both teams come in having won two in a row. Mentioned the Bulldogs record at 22-5 and a terrific conference season. And they'll look to keep it going as they are certainly on their way to the postseason once again and entertaining a thought of perhaps a deeper run. Go over the starting lineups for the Bulldogs. It'll be Jeremiah Aquino, Jakai Perinello, Milo Santos, Tavon Pierre-Lewis, and Assad Madasalia. Meanwhile, the Pirates will counter with Vernon Henry, Carter Alexander, Reese Witterberg, Caleb Gilbert, and Derek Young. So Alonzo McCain staying with the lineup changes that he's made over the last couple of weeks after the loss to Cuesta. Coach McCain shaking things up slightly, moving Henry and Derek Young into the starting lineup, and it's worked with the Pirates winning their last two, but they will have a substantial challenge here tonight with the Bulldogs coming to town. Bulldogs, for their part, led by a powerful tandem, Milo Santos, Tavon Pierre-Lewis, the leading scorers. Santos, the leading scorer, but Pierre-Lewis, a definite physical presence. And speaking of physical presence, Assad Madasalia down low is an eraser defensively as well. So obviously, as you would expect, they're deep, they're talented, and it'll be a big challenge for the Pirates, who would love to close out their season here with what would probably be the biggest win of the year if they could pull it off. This is the second meeting between the two teams. They met back on January 31st up at Allan Hancock, and it was all Bulldogs, 78-50. The Bulldogs winning in the first matchup, but you figure it's going to be a different story this time around. The Pirates at the comforts of home, and of course Allan Hancock making the long trip down to come here to take on the Pirates. So expect the Pirates to put up a little more of a fight here at home, one would expect, but the Bulldogs are a team that can put it on you early and often. In their last win over Santa Barbara City College, the Bulldogs hit Santa Barbara with a 30-4 run in the first half en route to a 29-point lead at the break. They went on to win easily in that matchup by 31. But they cruised after a big first half, so they are a danger at all times. As we are moments away, it'll be Gilbert and Matasalia to jump it up and get going for the Pirates' final regular season contest here on the VC Sports Network. So happy you've joined us all season long, and look forward to a good one here tonight. Alexander open for three. And that one rims off to Henry, snaps the pass down low, and Gilbert lays it in. So Henry with the offensive rebound and then finds a cutting Caleb Gilbert. And the Pirates grab the early 2-0 lead. Pierre Lewis mentioned he can do it all for this team. You see the good size, but it handles the basketball well. This is Ja'Kai Parinello. Out to Aquino. Picked up by Witterberg. Looking for a screen from Matasalia. Aquino on the drive, kicks it out. Santos for three, too strong. And Young clears away the board. Young has been a nice addition to the starting lineup the last couple of games. A little more inside presence for the Pirates. Witterberg fouled on the way up. And he will head to the line. Let's watch down here. And yeah, the arms drop for Matasalia, and there's no question going to pick up the foul. So right away, the Pirates off to a stronger start here in the opening minute. Witterberg to the line and delivers on the first free throw. Witterberg continues to pick it up of late. The scoring average up to 9.7 on the season. An outstanding foul shooter at 93%. Hits them both, and the Pirates grab the quick 4-0 lead. Bulldogs mentioned the offensive run, but defense a big part of that. They're sixth. Witterberg with the near steal, but Aquino able to retreat and keep it for the Bulldogs. So Aquino averts disaster, but the Bulldogs turn it over anyway. It's a 2-on-2. Leaving it for Henry. Witterberg quickly down low to Gilbert. Santos gets a hand in. Started to mention Bulldogs sixth in the 3C2A in field goal percentage, allowed at just under 39%. They're also sixth in blocks per game as a team, 5.4. But that's a lot of Assad Matasalia in the middle. Alexander will try for three. It's short, and off to Parinello. A couple of misses early for Carter Alexander. Santos in from the right. Gilbert still there. Tries to move back, gets it off to Matasalia, who has that one blocked by Young. So Derek Young on the inside with the block. Pirates maintain the 4-point lead. Witterberg outside. Young working on Matasalia, and he traveled. Well, they wanted to get the big man to touch down low. But Young unable to get a shot up. Pirates still lead at 4-0, and they'll show full court pressure. Parinello over to Pierre Lewis. Looking for Pierre Lewis in the pass offline, so a couple of turnovers early for the Bulldogs, and an opportunity here for the Pirates. The Bulldogs a little sluggish out of the gate. The Pirates haven't really taken full advantage here. They lead it, but only 4-0. They've come up empty their last couple of trips down as well. And you sense an opportunity to jump on the Bulldogs. Young out of the double team. Witterberg open for three, rimming no. Gilbert had a hand on it but couldn't keep it. Aquino into the front court. And Tyson I going to let his young team play through it as Aquino misfires from 3. So another miss, another chance for the Pirates. In the corner, Alexander. And they'll go back up top to Henry. The shot clock at 18 as Henry will call a play. Looking for Witterberg, but Aquino with the pressure. Now wants a high screen from Young. Off to Alexander. Shot clock down to 5. Alexander got to make something happen. Hanging in the air, and Matasalia sends that one out of bounds. 2 on the shot clock, and the Pirates will bring it in from the corner. And a 30-second timeout taken by Alonzo McCain. So defense carrying the day early, 4-0, 16:46 remaining in the first half. Pirates still pitching a shutout. Bulldogs have missed their first couple of shots and turned it over 3 times. Pirates, for their part, not a whole lot better. They're 1 of 5 from the floor. So again, as we said moments ago, off to a good start, but not taking full advantage in the way that you suspect they're going to need to. They want to get the win against the Bulldogs, who topped them by 28 the first time these two teams met. 2 on the shot clock. Henry looking to bring it in. Finds Young. Got to get something up. Fires from 18 off the back iron. Rebound on the floor. Young giving chase but can't keep it. Oh, Young had a shot, but couldn't squeeze it. Another hold for the Bulldogs. And Santos, boy, nearly got away with a double dribble. But Aquino gets back. And the Bulldogs keep it. Still looking for their first points. Parinello. Witterberg with the pressure and the steal. Gilbert up with it. Another turnover. That's 4 early for the Bulldogs. Henry between the circles. Shot clock at 15. Santos trying to bait that pass. He's got the steal. Trying to go coast to coast. Henry with the foul. So Milo Santos, the leading scorer for the Bulldogs. Should make the point, the Bulldogs with 4 turnovers here early. For all of their success, they are 10th in the 3C2A at 17.6 turnovers. So that is top 10 in a way that you don't want to be with that turnover total. So they are a team that will look to make things happen as Santos short with the first free throw. Bulldogs still looking for points. Milo Santos, 17.6 points a game, a 75% foul shooter. Second free throw is up and good. So Bulldogs on the board. Pirates with the 4-1 lead. Meanwhile, the Pirates in a scoring drought as Landro Tate has checked in, replacing Vernon Henry. Young working on Noah Holland, backing down, goes to the left hand and lays it in. Power move from Derek Young. Stepped into the lineup 3 games ago, and he's averaging just under 5 points, but 7.7 rebounds over that 3-game stretch. So he has brought that physical presence in the middle for the Pirates. Knocked out a play by Witterberg. So the pressure from Witterberg continues to be a problem for the Bulldogs as Santos will bring it in, foul line extended left. Shot clock at 15. Holland. Tate got a hand on it, but they'll keep it. Jaron Johnson on the drive, lays it up and in, and a foul. First field goal for the Bulldogs I'll watch this one more time, and Jaron Johnson with the shot clock winding down all the way to the glass. Nobody stops him, and then Young picks up his first foul. Johnson's free throw is up and good. 3-point play pulls the Bulldogs within 2 at 6-4. Contreras has checked in as well. So it's Tate, Contreras, as Gilbert will fire for 3. Rims no good. Rebound batted around, and Wittenberg has it. Another chance for the Pirates. So it's Tate, Contreras, Wittenberg, Gilbert, and Young for the Pirates. Contreras picked up by Holland in the switch. Tries to find Young, but the pass batted and stolen, and a whistle comes in. So it's going to be on Young. That'll be his second. So we'll see if Lonzo McCain will make a move. And indeed, Rick Jew checking in. So Jew on for Young. Parinello pressured by Wittenberg. Pierre Lewis tries to feed down low, but DeJu got to hand it. Pirates force another turnover, but they nearly cough it up, and it ends up with Tate. Up top to Contreras. Contreras pulls up for 3, no good. Long rebound, DeJu trying to keep it alive. It looked like he saved it off Holland. Well, we'll have a pretty good look here. Let's watch here. This is going to come right at you. The hustle from Rick DeJu. Boy, man. I thought he was able to save that off of there. But it goes back to the Bulldogs, who have a chance to tie it or take the lead with a long one. Just under 14 minutes remaining. First half. Ventura and Allan Hancock on the VC Sports Network. Santos looking to establish down low, still scoreless. Well, no, he does have the 1 point, excuse me. Pierre Lewis working on Gilbert. Gilbert with the block. All right, they're going to say the bucket's good. Wow. Well, you got to keep playing until you hear the whistle. And watch here as Gilbert gets the block, but Pierre Lewis able to stay with it and eventually get the hoop and the harm. Well, they're going to give it back to the Pirates, but they're going to score the bucket. So no foul called. Pirates with 3 team fouls early. And now they'll conference up. I'm not sure what they called here. Okay, so the basket's going to count. And I believe I heard bench warning. So Lonzo McCain is weighing in on the call. So Pierre Lewis pulls the Bulldogs even. Gilbert on the wing. Wittenberg off of DeJu's screen, off the back iron, long rebound. It's tapped in the air, and it ends up with Pierre Lewis looking for the outlet. It's a 2-on-1. They lob for Holland, but they overshoot. And a whistle off the ball. Sorry, a little bit out. So Tate will bring it in. Finds Gilbert, who thought about a 3. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Again, a whistle off the ball. They'll bring it into Witterberg on the drive. Shot clock at 13. Contreras working on Aquino, and Aquino able to dig it out, but lost it out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Pirates. Contreras trying to take advantage of the size. 6'5" against Jeremiah Aquino, who checks in at 5'7", but a good job by Aquino. And steps in front. Nearly had the steal, but again, can't keep it. So the Pirates will bring it in. Shot clock down to 7. Winding down, gotta hurry. Tate steps in from 14, around and out. Tipped up, no. And off of Ventura. And the Pirates now 2 of 11 from the field. Beckham Rutherford gonna check in for Witterberg. So cold shooting plaguing the Pirates, but they're still tied as Perinello into the front court. Perinello on the drive, goes to the left hand, missed the layup. Holland on the offensive glass. That was nearly a sweet finish from Perinello. Couldn't get the roll, but Holland there to clean it up. It's a 7-0 run for the Bulldogs. Tate bumped by Holland. So they're going to send Landro Tate to the line. First on Holland. Carter Alexander returns along with Young. So Young will check back in with 2 fouls. Replacing Gilbert. So first rest for Caleb Gilbert. Young right to work on Holland. Missed the layup, and Holland with the rebound, and Young immediately with the foul in the backcourt. That is going to be the 3rd on Young, and he will have to check out. Well, as Derek Young sees more playing time, he will learn that he's got to be more judicious with the fouls. He picks up his 3rd foul here in the first half, 90 feet from the basket. And you just can't pick up those kind of fouls, as now he's done for the first half, one would assume. Perinello. Guarded closely by Henry, who's returned. 2-3 zone for the Pirates, and they overshoot Jaden Pena. So the Bulldogs continue to pile up the turnovers. They've got 7 here in the first half, but they have the 8-6 lead. Henry at the controls. Gilbert returns for the Pirates. Henry looking for a high screen from Gilbert. Finds Rutherford, shot clock at 10. Henry changed his mind midair. It ends up with Aquino. So the Pirates unable to muster a shot. Ja'Kai Perinello. Checked by Gilbert. Santos looking for Holland down low. Alexander, good anticipation, ends up with the steal. Got a hand on it and then saw the play coming from Holland, able to back off as Holland tried to play it off of Alexander. Henry dancing on the dribble. Outside to Rutherford. Gilbert with Aquino on him, and it's an even bigger size advantage. Caleb Gilbert at 6'7", full foot taller, and Aquino picks up his first foul. I think that's a smart foul by Jeremiah Aquino. That is a tough matchup close to the basket. Non-shooting foul. Gilbert on the cut, shot blocked. Matasalia with the big block, and the foul going to go against Witterberg on the drive. Let's see if we have a look at this here. Witterberg working on Santos, and yeah, that right elbow comes up, and that's going to be enough to draw the whistle. First foul on Witterberg, 5th on the Pirates as a team. Santos just 1 point early. Pirates have done a good job. Good position down low for Matasalia, who has the size advantage on Carter Alexander, and Alexander with the hold. That's his his first foul and the 6th on the team. Timeout taken. Yeah, going back to the first meeting between these two teams. Santos with 18 points to lead the way. Right about his season average, which places him 4th in the conference at 17.6 a game. Step aside very briefly. You're watching Ventura College basketball on the VC Sports Network. Pirates at one point led 6-1. They've got to be working on 6+ minutes without a point. And again, you go back to the last game for Allan Hancock, and they can turn the screws defensively with a huge run against Santa Barbara to take control of that game in the first half. They limited Santa Barbara to just 13 first half points en route to a 29-point lead at the break. And the Pirates right now really struggling, 2 of 13 from the field, as Assad Matasalia will step to the line, looking to continue the run. The free throw up, no good. Pena keeps it alive. It ends up with Santos, and Santos is fouled. So Matasalia can't convert, but a chance now for Milo Santos. 75% foul shooter will head to the line for a couple of free throws. And the Bulldogs trying to pull even with the red-hot Raiders. Moore Park College riding an 11-game win streak. Pirates have clinched a tie for 3rd in the Western State North. And they will be at least 500 for the season, as they're 14-13 coming into this one. Witterberg pulls up from 16, rimming, good. Reese Witterberg with the soft touch. Boy, that ends a substantial scoring drought for the Pirates. Breaks a 9-0 run for the Bulldogs. Pirates back within 2. Good position for Pierre Lewis. Double pump too strong. It's on the floor, and Alexander has it. Henry into the front court. Flips it up and in. Henry with a tremendous finish. Working on Ikeen Richardson, who's checked in. That's really the first drive to the basket that I can recall for Henry here tonight, and that is usually a big part of what he does. Corner 3 off for Santos. Pirates looking for the lead as Contreras directs traffic. Henry picked up by Matasalia. They'll clear out, baseline drive. Henry fouled, gonna head to the line. Vernon Henry getting a little more aggressive, and I think this is a good adjustment for Vernon Henry and the Pirates. The Pirates struggling mightily from the field, particularly from three-point range where they're 0 for 6. And Henry the last couple of times down, challenging that Bulldog defense. Vernon Henry averaging 7 points a game. Short with the free throw, he shoots 59% from the line. Though if memory serves, that number is slightly on the rise. I remember earlier in the season that Henry's number was a little bit lower than that. One more coming. Up and gets the roll. Yeah, Henry coming off a 9 of 10 from the line. 13 points in the win at Santa Barbara last Saturday night. So I wasn't imagining it. Pirates on a 5-0 run. Lead at 11-10, 8:26, and counting remaining in the first half. Santos driving on Henry. Tries to drop it for Holland. That is a great read from Alexander. Stepping into the lane. Gilbert out in front of everybody, and the Pirates catch a little bit of a break. As Pierre Lewis giving chase, knocks it free, and it's off Pierre Lewis. Timeout on the floor, 8:16 remaining in the first half. The Pirates on top 11-10 on the VC Sports Network. Pirates will bring it in. Leading by 1, Witterberg for 3, good! Reese Witterberg with the triple, first 3 tonight for the Pirates as a team. And it gives them a 4-point lead. The Pirates have responded with an 8-0 run to grab a first half lead. Pierre Lewis, who had a strong game the first matchup between these two teams. The spin move on Gilbert, and Gilbert tried for the block from behind. Pierre Lewis with 16 points and 10 rebounds when these two teams met back on January 31st, but a quiet night so far. That's his first 2. It breaks the Pirate run, but the Pirates still lead it by 2. Gilbert working on Aquino down low, and they can't find him. Still plenty of time on the shot clock, now down to 8. Henry got to hurry. Alexander, Henry gonna have to force something up, comes up shooting from 16, missed everything. Saying that that ball was tipped, not going to get the call. Well, the Pirates burned a little time trying to take advantage of the mismatch down low, but couldn't get it to Gilbert. As Aquino able to body up. Good job by the Bulldogs. And eventually, Henry just has to force something up. 14-12. Ja'Kai Parinello. Skip pass. Pierre Lewis at the elbow. A drive on Gilbert to the left hand. Tavon Pierre Lewis. 4 straight. And that evens it up at 14. Winding under 7 minutes to go in the first half. Henry between the circles. Shot clock down to 11. Picked up by Pierre Lewis. Floater from Henry is good. Vernon Henry with 5. The Pirate lead now 2 after the Henry bucket. Henry really keying this offense here in the latter stages of this first half. That's exactly what they needed. The double on Pierre Lewis finds Johnson, steps through, scoops it up and in. Jaron Johnson now with 5. That leads the Bulldogs. Tied at 16. Contreras will walk it into the front court. Pierre Lewis going to pick up the foul. That's the first on Tavon Pierre Lewis. As Landro Tate will replace Vernon Henry. So it's Tate and Witterberg, Contreras, Alexander, and Gilbert, as Contreras will head to the line. Short and off to Santos. Santos jets into the front court. In on Gilbert, and Gilbert going to pick up the foul. That's good recognition by Santos. Nobody stopping the ball. First on Gilbert. That's kind of a cagey play from Milo Santos. I think Gilbert really trying to stay away from the foul. But Santos able to get in, draw the contact, and you're going to see that called every time. It's the free throw, one more coming. In the air and in the basket. Bulldogs nose out in front, 18-16. Contreras into the front court, looking for a Gilbert screen. Gilbert down low, too strong off the glass. Gilbert keeps it alive, back up and in. So Caleb Gilbert stays with it. Going back to an early conversation we had with Alonzo McCain, talked about Gilbert. One of the great things about him, Alonzo McCain said, is that you don't have to run a lot of plays. He can be productive and effective without running the ball through him. That was a rare chance where they really worked the ball to Gilbert specifically, and yet still found a way to work in his essential Caleb Gilbert as he misfired on the first attempt but stayed with it, cleaned it up, ends up with the bucket anyway. Free throw for Parinello is good. Hancock back out in front. Ja'Kai Parinello averages 8.7 points a game. 74% foul shooter. Misses on the second, trying to keep it alive. Tries to save it off Tate, but it ends up with Henry, who's returned. So Henry into the front court with the Pirates trailing by 1. Up top to Tate. Contreras, a drive on Holland to the left hand, lays it up and in. Dominic Contreras, his first 2. Pirates have the lead. Santos will bring it up. Pierre Lewis outside, pulls up from 16. Contreras might have got a piece. Hard to say if Pierre Lewis lost it on the way up or Contreras got a piece, but that is tremendous defense from Dominic Contreras. But a technical foul called on Ventura. I believe this went on Alonzo McCain, who has been in the ear of the referees really since very early on. And finally earns himself a technical, but and we'll say in Alonso's defense, there have been a couple of calls that I'm not sure what was going on, but again, that was an odd play moments ago where it was hard to see on the other side of the court if Pierre Lewis had that shot blocked by Contreras or just lost it on the way up. And if he lost it on the way up, it ended up with Pierre Lewis, and rightfully that probably should have been Pirate basketball. Contreras gets a hand in. But the call the other way, you can say that Contreras got a piece of it, and therefore it stays with the Bulldogs. Richardson outside to Santos. Shot clock winding down. Pierre Lewis, Santos, Richardson for three off the back iron. Long rebound to Pierre Lewis. That's a killer for the Pirates. Good defensive set, but the offensive rebound, and now the Bulldogs can go back to work. Holland rolling to the basket. Tate gets a hand in, picks up the foul, and Holland will head to the line. He had 10 points, 5 of 6 from the field, and the first matchup between these two teams coming off the bench. And that's a pretty good look into what sophomore Noah Holland does for this team. Started just 2 games on the season, but averages 7.5 points per game. 68% foul shooter, hits the first. Pirates down a couple of players as I look down at the bench. It looks like Caleb Geisendorfer, who missed the Santa Barbara game, not available tonight. Kai Johnson has missed the last 3 games, would appear to be done for the year. So the Pirates missing a couple of their significant contributors. But this has been a deep team from the start of the season. They go a good 10 or 11 deep in this rotation. Alexander fouled. You know, Alexander missed a couple of shots early as he'll head to the line, and maybe this will get him going, as Alexander still with no points in the game. But going back to those shots earlier in the game, on at least one of them, if not both of them, Carter Alexander was noticeably leaning to his right on both the shots, and it's very hard to be as accurate with that kind of lean. And hasn't taken any shots since, but he is going to be absolutely critical if the Pirates want to get a win here tonight against a 22-win Bulldog team. And you just hope that maybe that'll get Alexander going. A couple of points from the charity stripe. Maybe get him untracked offensively. Pierre Lewis, double pump, up and in. So Tavon Pierre Lewis continues to assert himself as this first half rolls on. He's got 6, but they've all come in the last few minutes. The Bulldogs have a 3-point lead. Contreras off to Henry. Henry picked up by Richardson, fires from 17 and hits. I'll tell you, when Vernon Henry is hitting that shot, that is trouble for Pirate opponents. He is so difficult to handle going to the basket, but great job pulling up from 17, knocking down the jumper. Pirates with the trap of Pierre Lewis, all alone, he'll throw it down. It was a late challenge, it looked like, from Gilbert, did a good job not to pick up the foul, but the Pirates off on their rotation defensively, and Pierre Lewis was all alone, and he finished with emphasis with the dunk. 27-24. Contreras scoops it up and in. The foul will give Contreras an opportunity for a three-point play. Let's watch here again. Picked up by Holland. A little crossover, and I say they're going to get Holland maybe with the bump, with the body. Second foul on Noah Holland, and a chance for Contreras to pull the Pirates even. And he converts. Three-point play for Contreras. They've got Contreras with just 3. I thought he had a basket earlier. It's unlikely the scoreboard's wrong. So tied at 27 after the three-point play for Contreras. Santos and Perinello, along with Richardson, Pierre Lewis, and Holland on the floor. And that is off of Allan Hancock. 10th turnover in the first half, though the Bulldogs have cleaned it up here in this second half of this first half. They had a spate of turnovers early, but they cough it up here. Contreras from way downtown, bang! Contreras from 25. 6 in a row for Dominic Contreras, and we have seen a couple of times this season that Contreras can really fill it up if he gets going. Holland able to retrieve, under a minute to go. Pirates back up 3. Perinello on the drive. Jump stop in the lane and the soft jumper. Ja'Kai Perinello. Well, after starting 2 of 13 from the floor, the Pirates have hit 9 of their last 11. So great adjustment. Contreras pulls up for 3. The heat check missed everything. And now the Bulldogs can play for the final shot of the first half. Good first half for the Pirates. This is exactly where they want to be. Looking to pull the upset on paper. And by the way, give the Western State North Conference Championship here in 2024 to the Raiders. They are in at 11-1. Bulldogs at 10-1. That's the final night of the regular season. Open 3 for Richardson won't go. Rebound on the floor. Henry from just outside half court. And the Pirates will take a 1-point lead into the break, 30-29. Here from Ventura. You're watching Ventura College basketball on the VC Sports Network. Start of the second half. Pirates with the 1-point lead. Tavon Pierre-Louis with 8 points leads the way for Allan Hancock. Milo Santos with 7. Noah Holland with 6. Dominic Contreras with 8 off the bench, leading the way for the Pirates. 7 each for Vernon Henry and Reese Witterberg. Some interesting stats in the first half. Allan Hancock, 10 turnovers to just 3 for the Pirates. Certainly been a storyline. How about this? The Bulldogs, 9 of 18 from the floor for 50%. No assists as a team. So they have done it in something of a helter-skelter style as Aquino knocks down a 3 to start the second half and give the Bulldogs the lead. The Pirates did come back to shoot 44% in that first half, turned it over just 3 times. The rebounds overall were even at 10. That one caught on the rim for Witterberg. It'll go to the Bulldogs. No, I should say that this is going to stay with the Pirates. They have the possession arrow. So the Pirates will keep it. Very evenly matched first half, but the first 5 minutes going to be so critical in the second half, especially for the Pirates. Need to maintain the focus. I'd expect the Bulldogs are going to come out, refocus themselves to start the second half. If the Pirates can withstand that and stay in the game, they can stay in the game down the stretch. But Santos with the dunk, the turnover leading to points, 5 points to start the second half, and the Bulldogs grab the 4-point lead, and the situation becomes ever so precarious for the Pirates. Gilbert will try to answer from 3, rims high, no good, up over the board. It's exactly the start the Bulldogs were looking for here in the second half. They lead it by 4 and will look to extend. Perinello at the controls, checked by Henry. Pierre-Louis open, Santos for 3, around and out. Matasalia keeps it alive. Aquino gets it back outside. Well, for the Pirates, you leave Santos entirely too open, but you dodge that bullet, but then you give the Bulldogs a second chance. On the drive, Pierre-Louis with the finish. And Tavon Pierre-Louis can hurt you in a lot of ways. Comes in averaging 11.7 points, but also 7.9 rebounds and 4.4 assists. So I mentioned at the top, he's one of these players that can do everything for you. On the floor, gets the finish there. Pierre-Louis now with 10. Witterberg in from the right, missed the layup. The rebound off to Santos. Santos jets into the front court. In on Henry. Should say that was a good challenge from Derek Young, and it's out off of Allan Hancock. And remember that moment as Young avoids what would have been his 4th foul, and Santos misses a pretty good look that would have extended the run and pushed the Allan Hancock lead out to 8. It stays at 6. That was a big break for the Pirates, who could use a bucket here. Still scoreless in the second half, trailing by 6. Contreras picks it up. They get it down low. Good job by Pierre-Louis jumping that passing lane. Aquino will spin out. Bulldogs will set up. Well, you had to figure that Tyson I was going to be able to push some buttons and make some adjustments here. And the Bulldogs have come out sharp here in the second half. Good feed from Pierre-Louis. That is pretty. Perinello able to lay it up and in, and, well, no assists in the first half. I'll tell you what, that was one from Pierre-Louis, so there's at least one. Good cut from Gilbert, but the shot erased by Matasalia. Pierre-Louis leading the break. Perinello missed the reverse, got his own rebound, lost it on the way up. Santos has that shot rejected by Gilbert. Bulldogs still have it. Aquino for 3. Long rebound off to Santos. Double pump up and good. The Bulldog bench is into it. Timeout on the floor. The Bulldog lead is now 10 as Allan Hancock starts the second half with an 11-0 run. You're watching Ventura College basketball on the BC Sports Network. So Alonzo McCain burns the timeout, trying to settle his young team down. Pirates led by 1 at the break, but the Bulldogs have come out on fire here to start the second half. An 11-0 run, another block. Bulldogs up among the leaders in the 3C2A as a team. Gilbert had a good look, point blank, draws the foul, so a chance to get the Pirates off the schneid here in the second half as Caleb Gilbert will head to the line. Gilbert in the game, 4 points, go along with 2 rebounds. Gilbert comes in averaging 13.7 points per game on the season, hits the first free throw. Gilbert up among the conference leaders at 8.3 rebounds per game as well. 1 out of 2. The Pirates trail it by 9. Tavon Pierre-Louis starts a drive on Tate. Little hesitation, tries to step through, and Tate gonna pick up the reach-in foul. Oh, Pierre-Louis able to use that big body and get himself into the lane. But he's got good feet as well. Shifty. Able to step through, and Tate picks up the foul. In and out with the first free throw for Tavon Pierre-Louis. 10 points and 7 rebounds in this one, and starting to inch his way toward a very similar stat line, I should say, to the first time these two teams met. Pierre-Louis had 16 and 10 in the win up at Hancock back on January 31st. 1 out of 2. The lead back to 10 for the Bulldogs, who will show full court pressure. Contreras will bring it up. It's Alexander, Tate, Contreras, Witterberg, and Gilbert on the floor for the Pirates. Alexander still quiet night with just 2 points. Working on Aquino, turnaround shot off the glass is good. Carter Alexander, first field goal in the second half for the Pirates. It comes better than 4 minutes in. 41-33. Bulldogs with the 8-point lead in the ball. Perinella on the drive, in on Gilbert, double pump, missed, but Perinella with the offensive rebound, missed the follow. Santos on the offensive glass, lays it up and in. Bulldogs now starting to take control on the boards. It was even in the first half, 10 apiece. In the second half, the Bulldogs have out-rebounded the Pirates 8-0. Blocking call, Contreras still down. And he might have come down awkwardly. And they'll come out and take a quick look at Contreras. A lot of contact. I don't know if we have that. Yeah, we're going to have to look from down at court level. Again, working on Santos, and yeah, that is a substantial collision between Contreras and Holland. Meanwhile, Contreras is up, but not putting any weight on that right leg as he makes it off the court, but obviously still an injury concern, and they'll take a look at him as Young returns. So Young and Gilbert up front. Pirates get a little bit bigger on the front line. Tate, meanwhile, will take the free throws for Contreras. Unable to head to the line himself, and Landreau hits the first. That's his first point here tonight. Pirates trying to hang around. Back within 8. Jaron Johnson has checked in for the Bulldogs. Pierre-Louis back outside. Shot clock at 15. Perinella looking for a Pena screen. Now they find Pena. Working on Young, playing with 3 fouls. Turnaround shot from Pena. The half hook from Jaden Pena. That is nice work in the low post from Jaden Pena. Lead back to 10 for the Bulldogs. Alexander holding. Shot clock at 14, now picked up by Pena in a switch. Step back. Alexander's shot from 14 is good. Carter Alexander, now 4 points in the second half. He's got 6 in the game. Pirates back within 8. As Perinello leans over the dribble. Around to Pena screen, a little hesitation now on the drive and a little push from Landreau Tate, going to send Perinello to the line. So Ja'Kai Perinello will head to the line for a couple of free throws.
Going to the line, Ja'Kai Perinello, shooting 2.
Hits the first. 6 in the game for Ja'Kai Perinello. A little bit in the mold of Tavon Pierre-Louis. Just a solid contributor in a number of areas in conference play. He's averaging just under 3 rebounds, just under 3 assists. You see he starts to run this offense, does Ja'Kai Perinello, freeing up Santos and Lewis. 1 out of 2 gives the Bulldogs a 9-point lead. Of course, busy night in the Western State North and the 3C2A overall. Cuesta at L.A. Pierce, and Cuesta with a 7-point lead midway through the second half, 55-48. The runner from Alexander gets the roll. Carter Alexander starting to get it going here in the second half. He's got 8, 46-39. Johnson starts the drive, back out to Pena. Pena still holding. It's to Richardson. Lewis as Gilbert backs off. In on Young, lost it on the way up. Young might have got a hand on it. Lewis in a crowd, forces it up, won't go. Rebound fought for, controlled by the Bulldogs. Lewis missed again. Follow up, no, but a foul called. Well, of course, you are not in the locker room for either of these two teams, but it seems clear that Tyson and I probably talked to his team about rebounding, because they continue to get after it. And they have out-rebounded the Pirates now in the second half, 11-0. After the rebounds were even in the first half. That one in and out. Gilbert trying to retrieve as Holland continues to battle. And the foul going to go on Holland. That's the 4th on Noah Holland. So we mentioned the rebounding and the success the Bulldogs are having here in the second half, but Holland is a big part of that for the Bulldogs as a team. And he'll head to the bench with 4 fouls. So it's Perinello to go along with Johnson, Richardson, and Pena, and Matasalia on the floor. So still a big front line for the Bulldogs. Richardson. Henry starts a drive. Gilbert open for 3 off the back iron, but gets the roll. Caleb Gilbert pulls the Pirates within 5 at 47-42. He's got 8. It's a big shot for Gilbert. Big bounce for the Pirates. Richardson open for 3, no good. Rebound to Henry. Henry jets into the front court. No numbers, lobs for Gilbert. It's off to Henry, who missed from 5 feet. And off to Pena. Good look for Henry, but couldn't get it to go. Now Parinello in some trouble, tries to play it off, and it ends up off of Parinello. To watch here is Witterberg ricochets that ball, but back off Parinello. So the Pirates will keep it, and we're hoping that the scoreboard will update here momentarily. 47-42 is our current score. Standing dribble for Henry. Witterberg on the drive, pulls up from 10 feet. Double clutch won't go. Rebound pulled down by Richardson, who nearly traveled. Finds Johnson. And Johnson will back it out. Bulldogs content to run some time. Pirates have trailed by as many as 10. They're down 5. Johnson, shot clock down to 7. A drive on Henry. Richardson drives the lane, has it blocked by Gilbert, but the foul called. It's going to go against the Pirates on the Richardson drive. So Ikeen Richardson will head to the line. No points tonight for Richardson. And he gets on the board with the free throw. Bulldog lead is 6, and again, we'll keep you updated on the score. Our scoreboard right now shows the Pirates at 39. It's 49-42. The Pirates down 7. And there we see. We are handling the scoreboard remotely tonight, so. Mike Cepeda back at HQ, helping us with the scoreboard tonight. And there you see, we've got it updated, 49-42. Foul called. Pirates will bring it in, far side, trailing by 7. Young off to Alexander. Through the hands of Henry. And Henry and Young not on the same page. Pirates with the turnover. Bulldog lead is 7. Parinello looking for Pierre Lewis. Tate able to poke it away, but it ends up with Richardson. Misses for 3. Rebound tapped to Alexander. So the Pirates starting to get back into it overall with the rebounding after they were blitzed here in the second half initially. But again, midway through the second half, Pirates still in the game, down 7. Henry. Gilbert will try for 3 again, no. Rebound on the floor, Richardson saves to Pierre Lewis. Parinello in from the left, drives the lane, the body from Young, and the foul called. And Parinello going to head back to the line. The free throws, 22 for Allan Hancock to just 12 for the Pirates. So the Bulldogs with an advantage at the line. 16 of 22 overall as Parinello will head to the line. Shoots 74%, just under 9 points a game. Ja'Kai Parinello hits the first. One more coming for Ja'Kai Parinello. Too strong. Gilbert. Foul, and gonna say this is with the Bulldogs. Wow. See if we can see here. Maybe slow this down just a little bit. Gilbert had it initially, and that was a lot of contact from Matasalia. No call, and instead they're saying it's off of Gilbert. We will bring you back live. And the jump ball. Possession arrow favoring Allan Hancock. So Tavon Pierre-Louis will bring it in, baseline right. And now we've lost the scoreboard overall. Santos. Pierre-Louis working down low. Good fake, goes up, lays it in. Tavon Pierre-Louis with 13. And that pushes the lead back to 10. This equals the largest for the Bulldogs. Rick DeJoux has checked in for the Pirates. Henry with the fadeaway and the foul called on Matasalia. Assad Matasalia. Let's watch here. And creating a little bit of space as Matasalia steps in. He picks up his third foul. So Henry will head to the line and shoots just under 60%, but every free throw going to be so big now for the Pirates, trailing by 10 with 9:02 remaining. Henry's free throw up and good. So one more coming for Vernon Henry. Henry with 8 points, going along with 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Hits them both. Timeout on the floor. 9:02 remaining. Hancock on top of Ventura, 52-44 on the VC Sports Network. And we're still working on the scoreboard. Get that updated. 52-44, Allan Hancock. With the 8-point lead as we wind under 9 minutes to go. Jeremiah Aquino at the controls. Off to Tavon Pierre-Louis looking for the backdoor to Santos, but Gilbert there. Steal for the Pirates. Moments ago, they trailed it by 10. See if they can creep closer. Young out to Witterberg, open for 3, around and out. It's on the floor, back to Young, up and good. Young on the offensive glass. Pirates continue to hang around. It's a 6-point lead for the Bulldogs. Tate picks up Pierre-Louis. Tate picks his pocket. No numbers for Tate. Kicks it out to Witterberg. Pirates content to back it out. Landro, Tate with the clean steal. On the drive, jump stop, scooping good for Tate. (52-48). 6-point run for the Pirates. Back within 4. Perinello drops it for Matasalia, missed the layup. Tate snatches down the board. Pirates look to continue the run. Young in the low post, and Assad Matasalia going to pick up the foul. That should be the 4th on Matasalia. It's the 6th team foul. So the Pirates shooting free throws the rest of the way. Looking to get it into Gilbert, and they do. Back out to Alexander. Long 3 for Alexander, no. Rebound off to Perinello. Pierre-Louis drops it down low. They work it around. Aquino for 3, and he knocks it down. Big shot for Jeremiah Aquino. A couple of threes in the game for Aquino now, who's got 6. Back to a 7-point lead. Tate out to Witterberg. Witterberg puts it on the floor. The runner, too strong. Young on the offensive glass again. In a crowd, had that one stripped. It's on the floor. Alexander keeps it alive to Tate. Tate drops it for Gilbert in from the left. No foul called. Gilbert stays with it. Lays it up and in. 55-50. Bulldogs with the 5-point lead as we wind down, under 6 minutes to go. Well, there's a lot of contact, and you got to give Gilbert a lot of credit. Stayed with it. No foul coming, but ends up getting the rebound and lays it in. Lewis out to Aquino. He'll try for 3 again and knock it down again. Jeremiah Aquino. Monster shots for Aquino. And a technical foul called on Aquino. Well, I suppose that one can understand how he might be keyed up, but you take away a lot of the good you did when you get whistled for the technical, and now Alexander a chance to get a couple of those points back, and the Pirates will have the basketball. So it was an 8-point lead, but Alexander can quickly get it back to 6 if he can hit the free throw here, and the Pirates will get the ball. Nonetheless, absolutely monster shots for Jeremiah Aquino. A couple of big threes as the Pirates continue to push the 11th ranked Bulldogs. 58-52. So keep that moment in your memory if the Pirates can come back, as Henry gets the roll, and now the Pirates back within 4. Again, after the Aquino 3, it was 8. But a couple of Alexander free throws on the technical, and then Henry converts. Aquino will back it out. Shot clock at 12. Looking for a screen from Matasalia. Now has Young in the switch. Outside Pierre-Louis. Pierre-Louis floater is short. Gets his own rebound. Pierre-Louis in a crowd, lost it. It ends up with Santos. The circus shot on the follow. 60-54. Santos with a quiet 16 in the game to lead all scorers. Henry will hoist for 3, won't go. And Pierre-Louis, they're going to say that is off of Young. I don't know if we have the tail end of that. watch and see if we have Young. And well, you can just see there as he does reach with that left hand. Got a piece and knocked it out of play. It's going to belong to the Bulldogs when we return. 4:35 to go. Allan Hancock on top, 60-54 on the VC Sports Network. Welcome you back. 60-54, the Bulldogs with the 6-point lead in the ball. Pierre Lewis drives on Young, missed the layup, and Young snaps down the board. Finds Witterberg. Tate looking for a screen from Gilbert. Off to Alexander, checked by Santos. Shot clock winding down. Tate off to Young. Young has that one poked away by Matasalia. Pirates turn it over. Perinello tries to thread that one through, but Gilbert with the steal. Couple of chances for the Bulldogs to start to put this one on ice perhaps, but Pirates still only 6 down. Tate, step back three, splash! Landro Tate. A big three. Pirates within 3. Well, this goes back to our last broadcast, the game against Moore Park. And now you just can't say enough about the lack of quit, the fortitude of this Pirate team. Again, down 10 after the Bulldogs come out with a big run to start the second half. Pierre Lewis fouled in a crowd. They've been down 10 a couple of times. And just no give up. And they continue to try and claw their way back in. Meanwhile, that is the 5th foul on Young, so he fouls out. And Pierre Lewis will head to the line. 3:01 remaining. In and out for Pierre Lewis. Tavon Pierre Lewis, a 59% foul shooter. He's got 13 in the game to go along with 8 rebounds. Up and in and out again. So Pierre Lewis comes up empty, and the Pirates can creep closer or tie with a long one. Alexander finds Witterberg. Pirates in the weave. Witterberg fakes. Step back three for Reese. Rims high and goes! What a bounce for Reese Witterberg. The Pirates have come all the way back. It's a 10-2 run. We're tied at 60. 2:26 and counting remaining in the game. Jaron Johnson for the Bulldogs. Pirate pressure. Pierre Lewis. And misfires on the pass for Santos. Another turnover for the Bulldogs. They're 15th in the game. Again, as a team, they average just under 18. Pirates look to continue the run. They have the ball, looking for the lead. Alexander off to Tate. Gets it back. Shot clock at 17. Alexander driving on Pierre Lewis. In and out. Tate with the follow. I was busy having a flashback to Magic Johnson and the baby skyhook from Alexander. That was an eerie shade of that shot from Magic. Just didn't get it to go, but Tate was there. Offensive rebound. Holland playing with 4 fouls. Missed point blank. Dijou clears it away for the Pirates. The Pirates have really stepped it up on the boards as this second half has gone on. After they were blitzed early in the second half, they have righted the ship. A timeout on the floor with 1:26 remaining, and the Pirates with a 2-point lead here on the VC Sports Network. Pirates looking for the upset. They lead the 11th ranked Allan Hancock Bulldogs 62-60. 1:22 remaining. Alexander checked by Perinello. Still holding. Santos comes on the double. Timeout taken. Pirates now down to just 1 timeout. This is going to be a 30-second timeout, so let's keep it here. Henry with 11 to lead the way for the Pirates. Alexander, Gilbert, Witterberg all with 10. Tate with 9. Contreras with 8. Well, we've been talking all season long about the Pirates as a young team, really struggling at times to find an identity. A lot of talent on the team, but players still figuring out their role and maybe at times being almost too deferential. Nobody wanting to be the one that necessarily steps up. And maybe this, as much as anything, is the identity of the Pirates. 6 players between 8 and 11 points each at different moments, coming up with big shots. Meanwhile, Santos with 16, Pierre Lewis with 13 to lead the way for the Bulldogs. Shot clock at 8. Witterberg still holding. Got to make something happen. Witterberg puts it on the floor. On the drive, runner barely grazes the iron. Santos has the rebound. They bring some pressure, but find Pierre Lewis. We are under a minute to go. Perinello into the front court. Get it to Santos. Working on Alexander. Off to Johnson. Shot clock down to 6. Santos off to Pierre Lewis. Working on Witterberg. Drives the lane. Hangs in the air. Shot won't go. Pierre Lewis has that shot blocked by Gilbert. Tate into the front court. Off to Gilbert. Throws it down. 27.5 and the Pirates lead it by 4. Allan Hancock gonna burn a timeout. Caleb Gilbert now with 12. None bigger than the last two, but arguably the play on the defensive end, even bigger. Watch here as Pierre-Louis gets after it, but Gilbert swats it away and then runs the floor. Doesn't give up on the play. And Gilbert rewarded on the feed from Tate. And now the Pirates can smell it. 64-60. It's a 4-point lead with 24.7 remaining. Is the Pirate season over? If they can finish this off. They'll finish at 15-13, but they will have a big shot in the RPI, no doubt, with this win. Again, if they can finish it out. 24.7 to go, and they lead it by 4. Well, 3 threes in the second half for Jeremiah Aquino, who shoots 39%. Milo Santos shoots 37%. And you have to expect that they'll be looking to get the ball in the hands of Santos or Pierre-Louis. Again, a 3 isn't going to get you all the way back. Trailing by 4. Holland, who can hit from long range, is back out on the floor. Pierre-Louis. Down goes Alexander's. Pierre-Louis loses the ball. And it's a jump ball. The possession arrow will give it to Ventura. Now you start to think about who do you foul. Witterberg shoots 93%. Carter Alexander shoots 79%. Both on the floor. Pirates try to work it to one of those two. 17.8 remaining. And I believe the Pirates are on a 12-0 run. Tate fouled by Johnson with 15.9. Landro Tate 62% from the line. What a massive 3 he hit with the Pirates down 6 at 60-54. This is a 14-2 run for the Pirates. And of course, some irony in the situation, as we talked about, the Bulldogs and their penchant with their tremendous defense to go on runs, and the blitz they put on Santa Barbara a couple of nights ago. Tate gets the bounce, Pirates up 5, but it's the Pirates who have hit the Bulldogs with a late run, and now they're 15.9 away from a big, big win. Tate coolly hits them both. Tyson I going to take a timeout. It's a full timeout for the Bulldogs. 15.9 remaining. The Pirates on top 66-60 on the VC Sports Network. We spoke to Alonzo McCain back at the start of the conference schedule. He talked about how talented this young team was and talked about that this was a team that was building toward the end of the season. Goal was to be a far better team at the end of the year than they had been at the start of the year. And he was confident that this team could do that and become that team, and maybe that coming to fruition on the final night of the regular season, as the Pirates have played arguably their best game of the season against an extremely talented and well-coached team in Allan Hancock. Aquino at the line, hits them both. Back to a 4-point game with 9.5 remaining. Bulldogs will, of course, bring the full court pressure. Gilbert will bring it in. Tate has it. Got a foul. Gilbert fouled by Pierre Lewis with 6.9 remaining. So Caleb Gilbert at the line stands to be certainly one of the major heroes tonight. You go back to the tremendous play, the block and the dunk. And he misses the free throw. Holland with the rebound. And Tyson I gonna take a timeout. The Bulldogs have 2 timeouts, 6.1 remaining. We'll step aside from Ventura. The Pirates on top by 4 on the VC Sports Network. .1 remaining. Pirates on top by 4. And the Bulldogs will have to work at the length of the court. Air steal, Aquino. Jets into the front court. Floater rims high, no good. Holland has the rebound, but time gonna run out, and the Pirates finish the regular season at 15-13 with a big win here in the regular season finale, 66-62 over the 11th ranked Allan Hancock College Bulldogs. So now the Pirates, maybe too little too late for the postseason. 24 spots in the South. And did the Pirates maybe make an RPI jump here late with a big win at home against Allan Hancock? We'll wait and see, but either way, a fantastic way to close out the regular season for Alonzo McCain and his young team. A tremendous win, 66-62. You see Dominic Contreras on your screen there with that injury in the second half. And he was a big part of it, certainly left the game with an injury, but he is up and moving around, so it's a good sign. But Pirates celebrating it with good reason. Tremendous win to close out this regular season. We're going to step aside very briefly again. First of 2, we've got the women's game coming up, Ventura and Allan Hancock here on the VC Sports Network. So hang out for a bit, and we'll be back in a few minutes, get you ready for the women's game. For everybody here at SoCalCollegeSports.com and the VC Sports Network, thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you in a few minutes.